We've covered weather, terrain, leadership, and moral influence. Today, we conclude the five constant factors with the backbone of any force: organization. In the original Chinese text, the ideogram for this factor represents more than just a hierarchy chart. It's about the way of the military, the codes, the discipline, and the systems of rewards and punishments that transform a crowd of people into a unified machine. Sun Tzu argues that a military isn't defined by its size, but by its structure. This involves two main elements. First, logistics and management. Who reports to whom? How does the food reach the front? Second, the code of discipline. How are soldiers motivated to move forward when they are afraid, and what happens if they refuse? To understand why organization wins or loses wars, we only need to look at the early stages of the 2022 invasion of Ukraine. In the first weeks, we saw the infamous 40-mile convoy stalled outside of Kyiv. On paper, Russia had the numbers, but Sun Tzu would say they lacked the way, because their logistical organization was brittle. Soldiers ran out of fuel and food. Without the routine, the maintenance of vehicles and systems, the delivery of supplies, the machinery of war simply stopped. Conversely, Ukraine utilized a highly decentralized organization. They empowered smaller units to make decisions on the fly, a modern twist on Sun Tzu's codes. Furthermore, look at the system of rewards. Ukraine utilized a clear system of reward by fostering a culture of national merit, where local successes were celebrated and integrated into the broader strategy. This reinforced the moral law we discussed in earlier lessons. Organization is the difference between a mob and an army. Laws and codes provide certainty. Punishment provides a floor for behavior. Reward provides a ceiling for achievement. Without this fifth factor, the other four, no matter how favorable, will eventually crumble under the weight of chaos. When you look at your own battles, ask yourself, is my failure a lack of talent or simply a lack of organization? We've reached the end of the five constant factors. We've looked at the spirit of the people, the timing of the seasons, the layout of the land, and the character of the leader. But as we've seen, without organization, these factors are just loose ingredients without a recipe. In Sun Tzu's world, organization is the glue. It is the difference between a high-functioning state and a collapsing one. Think back to our example of the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Russia initially struggled because their organization was top-heavy and rigid. When the plan hit the reality of the mud and the resistance, the codes didn't allow for flexibility. Communication broke down, and without clear system of punishment and reward that favored initiative, the rank and file became paralyzed. Ukraine succeeded by embracing distributed organization. They treated their military like a modern network rather than a 20th century pyramid. By rewarding local ingenuity and maintaining a strict way of rapid communication, they turned a smaller force into a more lethal organized threat. Sun Tzu tells us that even if you have the best weather and terrain, if your soldiers don't know who to follow or don't believe that they will be rewarded for their bravery, they will melt away under pressure. Organization is the ultimate multiplier. In the Russia-Ukraine war, we see a live demonstration that modern technology, drones, satellites, and missiles, is useless if the routine of maintenance and the laws of command are broken. As you move forward, remember, strategy is an idea, but organization is the execution. If you cannot manage the small things, the punishments, the rewards, the daily routines, you will never be able to manage the great things.